Good morning, good morning. Good morning this Monday morning. Right. Hello, loveness, how are you? Mkoma Roy is really say Mkoma Roy, how are you? How you doing? If you can share this live, please, that would be greatly appreciated. And it's Timani demonstrations, what is happening in Bulawayo, and all the developments, and including today's news is being run by newspapers. We're going to have a quickly run through of those, and then we'll be updating on the developments that I have. Good morning, Mike Gabriel. Hi, Lucinda. Good evening. It's Monday evening here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good evening to you too. Right. Here is Monday morning, almost 10 o'clock UK time. Right. So, waking up to the news and did I not write? Let me see. Right. I left out a B. Oh man. Thank you very much, for thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I left out a B999999. Let me see if there's anything I can do about that. Let me see. Thank you very much, Mkoma. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. You autocorrect. Now I don't use know the BYO visa, and I didn't actually check that. So I thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let me find a way of correcting that. Right. Let me find a way of correcting that. But in the meantime, if you can help me share, the streaming so that Vanakawanda ones will news Zacho as we are as we are running as we bring the news and Itika. Right. As it stands, right now, and from the reports that are on the ground, from the police, from the journalists that are operating on the ground, they are saying that the security situation in Bulawayo is calm. They're urging members of the public to cooperate with the police as they perform their duties to ensure law and order is maintained. So what is happening right now is the situation is calm. There's nothing, there are no raining battles, but there is heavy police presence in Bulawayo. Mkoma Alfred, how are you? Thank you very much. Charlotte, how are you? Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much. But there is an urgent court challenge that is challenging the banning of this demo by the prohibition order that was issued by the police. So it's currently underway. We are awaiting the judgment on that. We are waiting to find out what the courts are going to say pertaining to that challenge that has been launched by the MDC Alliance. So it's currently in progress, at the present moment. It's currently, going on. And also, yes, Vengai British really say. And also on the issue of Tabitha Kumalo, she's appearing in court as well. Remember, she was arrested for allegedly spreading falsehoods. There's a flyer that I showed earlier on, and they were arrested for spreading falsehoods. So they'll be appearing in court again, this morning. And also, if you remember, there was my Tawataku Magadi. If Komalem Mama Posta say welcome to the program. If you also remember, there was an urgent court application that was mounted by the Bulawayo Residents Association, by businesses, by churches, and also so this was dismissed by the High Court. in some ways, what these guys had attempted to do, or what these associations or groups had attempted to do, was to urge the High Court to ban the demonstration, which I want to think is against the Constitution of Zimbabwe, because the Constitution of Zimbabwe gives that right for people to demonstrate. So trying to rewrite that Constitution and change the Constitution, I think the judge saw through it, and that application was banned. But the police had issued out the prohibition order. If you remember yesterday when I updated, they cited a number of things, and some of those things that they cited, the chief one was that good morning P, how are you doing? Nkoma Shepherd, how are you? One of the things that they cited, if you remember, Job Sikala 2 weeks ago on the 3rd of August, if I still remember the date correctly, he issued a 14-day ultimatum to Emerson Mnangagwa to pick up his phone and call Nelson Chamisa and agree to a dialogue of some sort. So he said, if you don't do that in the 2 weeks, in the 14 days, then there are going to be consequences. So his utterances on that particular day have been cited by the police in Bulawayo to say, Kuti, this demonstration, it falls within the expiry of the 14-day ultimatum. And as such, they are attempting to overthrow a constitutional elected government. So that was one of the reasons why the police gave. And also, if you remember, in the past demonstration, I think during the 14th or the 18th demonstration, there was a report of a police officer who was stoned to death. And again, that was the reason that was given for banning for issuing of the prohibition order. And also, they're saying that they had meetings with different stakeholders, including businesses that had lost property in the last demonstration, and insurance companies refused to compensate them. So they're saying that we cannot go through that again. So again, that was a reason that was put forward for the banning of the demonstration. Elizabeth, how are you? Thank you very much. Morning to you. Morning to you. I hope Cape Town is okay. Right. Saka ndonya zacho zilipo. There is a lot of police presence on the streets of Harare. There is a lot of police presence, and this is one of the images that I posted, earlier on. A police officer on a horse right there, and then if you can see more police officers patrolling, on horses, on the back of horses as well. So the situation is calm. There's nothing, to report much. Which is on the ground. It seems as if the people of Bulawayo, they've stayed away. The people of Bulawayo have stayed away, whether they've refused to heed the call, or they're afraid that if they go out there, scenes like those that were witnessed in Harare will happen, in Bulawayo. So they've decided to stay away. And what is happening at Trade Magistrate Court, where the hearing is taking place, there is also a lot of heavy police presence there. Outside, the courts, there's a lot of heavy police presence because, as I mentioned, Tabitha Kumalo is also appearing there, and the court challenge is also happening. The court challenge is actually in progress, so I'm keeping an eye on that. And then any developments, I'll be bringing them to you. But that is, the situation. The situation is calm in Bulawayo. There's nothing, to report. There's nothing. The journalists that are on the ground, the likes of Zenzele, they're saying that the situation is calm. Nothing, to report. There is absolutely nothing. Nothing, to report. But the only major thing, that is happening is this court, application. So we're keeping an eye on that, and any developments pertaining to that, I'll be bringing it, to you. Newsday, they are running with an interesting article. Newsday, they are running with an interesting article, and this article, they are saying that it has been uncovered that some of the police officers that this is the story that they are running with. This is the story that they are running with. So soldiers, green bombers dressed in police uniform. So they're saying that during the demonstrations in Harare, some of those people that you saw dressed as police officers, they were not police officers. They are soldiers and green bombers. If you remember, the issue of green bombers is a thorny issue in Zimbabwe, and the green bombers, they are known for the role that they've played in past elections, etc. But they're running with that story that green bombers were dressed in a police uniform, and they were out there during the demonstration last week on Friday. So there's a call from the MDC that the police must account. There must be an audit of who was deployed to deal with that demonstration. This is because they've received information that some of the people deployed on the streets were not actually police, but party youths, ZANU-PF party youths, right? This is a gross violation of the Constitution, and therefore there should be an audit. And there is that report that they are going with. So I do not know whether that is true or not, but it is what Newsday are running with today, right? So as I've indicated, and as about this is the court application, right? And these are green bombers or not, they saved lives and properties as Nabasa is. Emilda Ziquira, I don't know what level of ignorance is that. I do not know what you are on about. I do not know what foolishness is that. But you cannot right here come in and comment and make such a silly comment. That is silly. That is silly. How can you have people that are not trained to be police officers and you say they saved lives? If you see some of the brutality that took place on that particular day, it may be that's because those people were not trained to deal with the rioters. If you see some of the conduct, that took place on that day, those people, some of them are not trained to be, to be riot police. So you can't come in here with such ignorance. That is 100 ignorance, 100. And say with the green bombers or not, they saved lives and properties. What are you talking about? What are you on about? Please, ease off. Come on. That is such... this right here is why the Constitution of Zimbabwe is not followed to the letter T. Because we've got people like you that have got a myopic view of things and think it's good. It's not good. We need police officers. Yes, police officers must be there. We're not saying that police officers, should be there. The police officers must be there, yes. They must be there to deal with, to control, riots, not to say with the Anzma green bombers or not. What kind of ignorance is that? Police officers are trained to deal with rioters. And a police officer who's trained to deal with rioters, you see in the way that, they respond. And a green bomber, you see in the way that, they respond because they will not have been trained. The issue here is, if you deploy people who are not trained to deal with a certain situation, it will not end right. That is why they are calling for an investigation to find out who was deployed. Come on. as as citizens of the nation, we must be, we must not just take anything just because in you you believe it is the right thing. No, 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 no. We must not just take anything. If it was the case that these green bombers were deployed, it's wrong because they're not trained to deal with rioters. The key here is, are these people trained to deal with people who are riot, or deal with people who are demonstrating? They were not rioters anyway, but they were demonstrating. So are they trained to deal with people who are demonstrating? That is the key here. That is the big question. So if you deploy somebody who doesn't have that training, then it's wrong. I'm not saying that the police shouldn't be there. They should be there to make sure that order and peace is maintained. But once you put overzealous people in there, then things are bound to happen. Right. So all right. So right there is the notice of appeal that is currently going on. So yeah. So any development, anything that comes out of that, I will let you guys know, and then we will carry on with the with whatever it is right there. So again, these are the scenes, right? These are the scenes in Bulawayo. As you can see, it's all riot police. It's all riot police, right? So I can tell you now, according from the pictures that I'm seeing, it seems as if there's more police out there on the streets of Bulawayo than there is people. Ordinary folks. Because they've decided to stay at home. They've decided to stay at home. And outside the courts where the proceedings are taking place, there is heavy police presence there. There is heavy police presence. So we are keeping an eye on developments. We are keeping an eye on what is happening. And also, helicopters have been reported to be flying over the city of Bulawayo. Helicopters have been reported. They are flying over the city of Bulawayo. Right. And also, the court case involving Chief Ndiweni is currently, going on as well. I think it's the appeal. And there are reports that are saying that the legal, practitioners are saying that the courts should have explored other ways of sentencing apart from arriving at a custodial, sentence. So it looks like it's busy in Bulawayo. The court is busy. Chief Ndiweni's case, Tabitha Kumalo, and the urgent application to challenge the police banning of the demonstration. So those are the developments. Nothing much is happening. Those are the developments. Nothing much is happening. And the people in Bulawayo, there are reports that the police are screening people and demanding to see IDs for those who are entering important building, like the court premises. So they're asking for IDs. They're asking for people. They're screening people and making sure that they've identified who is entering the building. And it saka these was righteous kuitika. Water cannons they've been spotted at 10th Avenue towards, they're going towards Packet Center. They were spotted 10th Avenue going towards Packet Center. So the water cannons, are out there as well. The water cannons are also out there. And there are certain areas that have been blocked by the riot police. So premises like Pick and Pay, has been secured by the police. So whoever is going there, or whoever is accessing, these premises, they're reporting that, they're entering a building that is heavily secured, by the police. So maybe they don't want a repeat of, last time where, businesses were looted and stuff like that. But with the reports that there's no one in the streets, it would be, ridiculous to think that there's anyone who's going to be coming and looting my premises. That's on a Pick and Pay. Right, Saka, do you actually be tika? And there are reports that combi drivers, they are not taking people, they are not ferrying people to town. So combi drivers, they are not ferrying, people, to town. In case if they are seen, I don't know whether it's in case they are seen with so many people, they might be accused of ferrying people to go and cause, riots, riots, or to cause, to be attending, the demonstration, right? So it is calm. There's nothing in Bulawayo. There are no running battles between the police and the people. The situation is just calm. I can see some people are saying thank you very much to the people of Bulawayo for maintaining law, or for following what the law says, maintaining peace and order. They're saying thank you very much to the people of Bulawayo. And there are people who are congratulating the people of Bulawayo to say good, thank you very much for staying away. You have stayed away, which means in some form of way, you have participated in the demonstration by staying away. You have stayed away in your numbers. So it means you have participated in the demonstration. Right. In another news, MDC Secretary General Wende in Harare, he was appearing before the Magistrates Court this morning. You remember he's facing allegations of wanting to overthrow a constitutionally elected, government. So he appeared in court again today for his routine, remand, hearing, and he was further remanded to the 16th of October. So he's facing charges of subversion, and so today he appeared in court and he has been remanded to the 16th of October. So whether those are going to be continuing, the further remands, we do not know, or they are going to be applying for a stay of and the stay of what, of prosecution. I do not know, but it's a development again, this morning that he has been remanded to the 16th. The Sunday Mail yesterday ran with a story, and they are accusing the United States of being behind the demonstrations that took place on the 16th. And the reason why, they are saying that the U.S. ambassador paid a visit to Job Wasikala, right? They paid a visit to Wasikala, and based on that, they are accusing the U.S. or embassy or the United States of being behind the demonstration that took place on the 16th of August last week on Friday. That is the story that Sunday Mail ran with. And on another issue again, you've seen congratulatory messages going to Emerson Mnangagwa that he is now the chairperson of the organ on politics in SADC. So congratulatory messages are flying all over from all different areas. And on Wednesday, the 21st, of August, the ZANU-PF Youth Wing have actually called for him for a meeting, is actually called for a celebratory meeting at the ZANU-PF headquarters on the 21st of August to celebrate the chairmanship, to celebrate the taking over of the chairmanship of the organ on politics and whatever, under SADC. So they are inviting ZANU-PF youth members to come in their numbers, wearing their party, regalia, to come in and celebrate or kupemberera uchairman wokunzi maakuona nezvinoitika politics dzemuSADC. Saka andinyazoziva kuti zvepapapa, is it something that needs to be celebrated kana kuti it is just rubbing salt in the wounds? Hanzina Chido, MDC hooligans trying to use toy tactics to rise to power at the expense of innocent people. That is Chido. Right. So that is, what is happening. So it means anything to do with politics, right? Anything to do with politics will be under the chairmanship. Anything to do with politics in the SADC region will be under the chairmanship of Zimbabwe, being led by Emmerson Mnangagwa. Both MDC and ZANU-PF are not good for the people of Zimbabwe. They are self-serving. They are using the people as bait in their quest for power. Right? Those are some of the sentiments that were expressed by people on the show that I did on Saturday. And one gentleman in particular, he spoke about the issue of legitimacy and said, Kuti, the time for pursuing legitimacy issue is over. We need to move beyond that. So I do not know whether that is what you are referring to, Mimi. So I'm going to SADC, while his own country is in shambles, what is mentally wrong with those Afro leaders? That is Linda. Right. Saka, that is what you guys, you are saying. Yes, Mkoma do. Yes. I remember you, Mkoma. You brought the issue of legitimacy and it. Taneta no quits when it's on the MDC. People should open their eyes and wise up. A new political party with people at heart is needed. Otherwise, let me see. Otherwise, 2023 tinenge tichi nekurowa pa street plus nzara. Right. Pakaipa. Saka, that is what is happening this morning. Vanwamari. Reports on the ground, they're saying that the situation is calm. Reports on the ground, they're saying that people have stayed away. The reports on the ground, they're saying that the only action that is happening in Bulawayo are three actions. And they're all happening at the magistrate courts. Chief Ndiweni, his court case, Tabitha Kumalo's court case, and the court challenge, the agent court challenge, challenging the police prohibition. So those are the issues that are currently happening. There is a lot of police presence, right? There's a lot of police presence, as I have shown you in those pictures. There is a lot of police presence, right? A military helicopter, right? Those are current pictures. If you can see in that image there, here, this is right here, a military helicopter is hovering over the town of Bulawayo, the city of Bulawayo. You can see there, right? Right, so there's an appeal. So the appeal is currently underway. Tabitha Kumalo and the other 6 that were arrested with her are appearing in court for saying that Mnangagwa stole an election, and the Chief Ndiweni appeal. So those are the 3 things that are happening in Bulawayo. the demo is not happening because people have decided, to stay away. There's no one out there. People have decided to stay away, and the only people that are entering, that are being in the city center in Bulawayo, they are being subjected to searches, and they are being asked, for ID. So if you are planning on going into the city center, make sure you carry your ID. So the courts are surrounded by riot police, as I have said, and also that helicopter that, I've just shown you, it's right. It's flying over the city, right? It's flying over the city. So that is where the action is, ladies and gentlemen. That is where the action is. There is no demonstration. There are no people who are doing a sit-in. The heavy police presence is a magistrate court, trade gold building, magistrate court. That is where the action is. But in the streets elsewhere, there's nothing. But you've got heavy police presence. But you got them premises. You got to Pick and Pay hyper. You've got police presence there, heavy. And it is second. These are just repeating. There isn't much, to report, right? And the Zimbabwe Republic Police are urging also the members of the public. They are saying that the situation in Bulawayo is calm, and they are urging the people to cooperate with the police as they perform their duties to ensure law and order is maintained. So if the police approaches you, if they ask you to show them an ID, you then have to comply. And also, with the army, helicopter, some people are saying, Kuti, we can then conclude that, the soldiers have been deployed as well. So in addition to the police, the soldiers have been deployed as well. Right. Those are the stories. Right? So we've got more pictures of what is happening. So the Bulawayo city is operating as normal. These are some of the images, that are coming through. So that is in Bulawayo. So they're saying that operating as normal. You cannot see anything. People going on about their business. People going on about business. There are people that are giving praises. I'm so proud of Bulawayo youth that turned out, or up to date young people. Some look like they are in their 20s. And there are people that are saying, Kuti, with the heavy police presence and the helicopters, it seems as if the government is more afraid of the people. Right, a development from the court. Advocate Perpetua Dube is in court 1, and according to David Coltart, she has argued that the police prohibition is unwarranted and unconstitutional. The MDC as a party is committed to the rule of law, and they are being forced to go through a process that is not needed. So the court case is underway, and they are actually talking about it, right now. It's in progress. It's in progress. It's in progress. So they're saying that this police ban is unwarranted and unconstitutional. So I'm keeping an eye on updates coming, because David Coulter is in the court, right now. So I think, you'll be the best person to give us, those updates. So he's in court, right now. And he's putting updates on his Twitter account about what is happening. So there is an argument that there is no violence which is likely to erupt, as there will be members of the ZRP escorting the procession, as well as 400 marshals put in place to effectively control the demonstration. So that is what, the MDC are saying, Kuti, there's not going to be any violence. We have the police, right? The police will be escorting us. And also we have 400 for our own marshals that will be making sure that they control the demonstrators. So for the police to ban this and say they fear that there's going to be an eruption of demonstration, an eruption of violence, it is absurd, because we have got the police. That is why we've got the heavy police presence. If the police escort the demonstrators, right, then there's not going to be any violence. There is also 400 marshals that are in place to make sure that nothing goes astray. So those are some of the arguments, that are coming, that are coming through, as being reported by a journalist on the ground. So the ZRP lawyer is saying that, the lawyer representing the police is saying that the MDC anticipates 5,000 participants to partake, yet they only have 400 marshals. She says there will not be enough to contain the situation should violence erupt, especially given they have no special training in security issues. Right. This is what, the police are saying. That the MDC is anticipating that 5,000 people are going to be participating, and yet they are telling us that they've got 400 marshals. How about the police? You, the police, is supposed to be there. This is why you're given, the notice. If you want to escort them, escort them. Add to the 400, marshals. And the lawyer is arguing that the 400 are not enough. Especially given that they've got no special training. And yet, we are having, reports that on the 16th, right, green bombers were actually, put out there onto the streets of Harare to control, demonstrators. What special training, did they get? So it's okay for the other side, but it's not okay for the other side. Seems as if, that is, the situation. So that is what, the ZRP, representative are saying. So they are also arguing that the proposed demonstration poses a threat to public safety, since it is a code that has been made nationwide. She says the protest she says the code needs to consider chaos that rolled in the city during the general protest in August 16 in Harare. So again, they're making reference to what happened in Harare on the 16th, to say, if you allow this demonstration, events in Harare will be the same events that are going to occur here in Bulawayo. So that is what is coming from the ZRP, the lawyers representing the ZRP, and that is what they are saying. That is what they are saying. The MDC argued that they've got 400 marshals. They have also argued that we have got the police. If the police fear that there's going to be an eruption of violence, they can escort us. And also we've got marshals that are going to make sure with our people or there's not going to be any violence. But that has been dismissed, by the lawyer representing the police, to say the 400 marshals are not enough, because you are anticipating 5,000 people or more. So if you're anticipating 5,000 people or more and you've got 400, then those numbers are not going to be enough. Right. Pagaipa. Saka, that is what is coming through via the journalists, that are on the ground at the present moment. That is what is coming through. This court case, they're arguing. They're still arguing in there. So we're keeping an eye on the developments, right, in Bulawayo. We'll keep an eye on the developments, whether the courts are going to okay this demonstration or the courts are going to uphold the banning, the police, banning of this demonstration. And what public safety are they talking about when they are the ones terrorizing Nekuponda one? Right, Anzi gonna Jablani Mlauza. Anzi zuna Nkoma Jablani, right. Anzi, you were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another start, you fade away, afraid of our aim is out of sight. Wanna see us alive? Where are you now? Right. Right. So far, that is what has come through. I'm keeping an eye on that. Right? Keeping an eye on that. Then, and the Zim is the little North Korea African province. Pakaipa. Saka, they are still arguing. And the proposed demo is a threat. Security is a threat to public safety. Pagaipa and is a threat to public safety. As no miramush. As no miramush. So we're keeping an eye on that and see what is Zuja Famba say and it. I hope they come back to us, very soon. Tinazo ziyaudi ni wamire papi chaibo. Tranzina lawyer MDC, wataura iwo kuti Dube says the police in their notice acknowledge that there are economic challenges. These challenges are what the applicant wants to demonstrate against. She says sections 58 to 6 of the Constitution provide for citizens to exercise their right. So, yeah. So, varikupindura that ngiyoyo. Again, they've raised the issue that, the police, they've waited for the eve of the demonstration like what they did. You want coffee, Mkoma? They're waiting for what they did in Harare, 11th hour to try and ban this, and they are repeating, the same thing again here in Bulawayo, which is not right. Ooh, right. From what I can see here, right, let me see this. Let me try to make sense of this. Right. Right. It seems as if the proceedings have wrapped up. In the case where the MDC are challenging, right? It seems as if the proceedings have finished and listen to this. It seems as if the proceedings have finished, right? And the provincial magistrate, Tinashe Tashaya, says the ruling is going to be made at 1600 hours. So it seems as if the proceedings are finished, but the ruling is going to be made at 1600 hours. Right. 1600 hours is the time that, the demonstration is supposed to be finishing. Remember, from 9 a.m. to 1600 hours. That is the time for the demonstration. So the police, so the magistrates have come out and said, Guti, right, I've heard what you have said, so I am going to pass the judgment or the ruling at 1600 hours. Apagaipa. Apagaipa makwikwi. Saka ndo zabuda izvozo. Mawani. Zvinopedza power. Zvinopedza power. Yeah, so the magistrate wataratidzwa hachazoonana na 1600 hours. Ndinganimwe zvangu kofi andimbomuka. Yeah. Saka, yes, that is the latest development with Amari. And so the Bulawayo Provincial Magistrate Tinashe Tashaya says ruling will be made at 1600 hours. Ruling will be made at 1600 hours. So yadovanga loda, right? Because demonstration yanga over 9 kusvika na 1600 hours. And they pop up na 1600 hours magistrate ndopa vachapa ruling yao. Kudaika urada don't worry muzozoka inyumangwana. Moita demonstration yenye ndaivumira. Asi zvanhasi ningi zvafaniki zvakarulira. 10:40 a.m. which is 11:40 a.m. in Zimbabwe, and that is what has come out of the courts to say kuti the ruling is going to be made. So they've argued against, they've argued saying kuti this demonstration is, there's no violence that is going to be erupting because we've got 400 marshals, and also the police are also there. If they want to escort us, they would, escort us. And then the lawyers for the police have argued saying kuti, so we have seen this before, violence erupting, before, so we cannot allow this, to happen for public, safety. And also the 400 marshals, they are few, as the MDC are expecting 5,000 people and probably more to come out and be part of this demonstration. So if you allow this then is going to be, the 400 marshals are not going to be enough. And if there's anything that is going to happen, then they are not trained as well to deal with, rioters or to deal with violence when it erupts. So they are saying based on that, then this demonstration should not go ahead. So the magistrate has listened to both arguments, right, to this case here, and then she has said judgment has been deferred to 1600 hours. That is when she's going to pass his judgment. Tinashe, I guess Tinashe. His ruling is going to come at 1600 hours. Saka yadofaka loda vanu vamwari, unless something happens. I do not know unless they go ahead. But according to their to that notice, the demo was from 9 to 1600 hours. So I don't think there can be any amendment to that. So it means zvanhasi zvanofanira zvakatoloda hapasisina demonstration apo. Right, kana pane vamwe vanga vachifungudza kuti izvo vachangoudzwa nzai vachiuya mupinde muroad. Hapasisina. Hapasisina. This is what the David Court has said. The court at Trade Court is adjourned, having heard argument until 4 p.m. How utterly nonsense is this? That is my word, nonsense. Yati my word, but in the substitute, that's a nonsense. This was an urgent appeal on a simple legal issue concerning a match to take place at 10 a.m. Oh, it was 10 a.m., not 9 a.m. the court has effectively prevented the exercise of rights under Section 59. Hashtag pathetic. That is what, they've said. Right. Because at 4 p.m., the day is long gone. Come on, 4 p.m., the day is long gone. Right? So there won't be need. So basically, they have put a stop to this. Even if they can, if they, I don't know what are the implications of dismissing the the police ban. Would they say would come back tomorrow, when we know tomorrow they are moving to other cities? Tomorrow they should be, I don't know when hey, until the people of Zimbabwe rise up, Risinagu Tungwana Chamisa or General, we are going to continue to suffer. We need to rise up. Tega. It's called the Hungry Men's Revolution. The Hungry Men's Revolution. Right. And the Hungry Men's Revolution. Right. Saka do my latest developments on Amari. Right. No my latest developments. The case has been adjourned until 4 p.m. where a ruling is going to be passed. But we all know that this was an urgent case, like what Deputy Court has alluded to. This was an urgent case, and it needed to be dealt with urgently, because the march was supposed to start at 10 a.m. People were supposed to gather 9. March started at 10 a.m. and then they go to wherever that where they were supposed to go, come back and be addressed by whoever was going to be addressing them. And then at 4 p.m. people, disperse, they go Zimbabwe, they go, their separate ways. But it seems as if that is not going to happen unless we see the events of Harare, whereby even after the demo had been, even after the High Court had upheld, the banning, we still saw people going out there onto the streets. I do not know how people of Bulawayo are going to respond given this. I do not know how, they're going to be, responding. Because they are saying this was an urgent matter. And as an urgent matter, it was supposed to have been dealt with the agents that was required. So for the judge, you atashaya, what is over judgment in 4 p.m. Ndokunodzvanyirira kodzero dzevanhu hanzi vatotidzvanyirira vatotidzikisira vatidzvanyirira kodzero dzedu. Saka pakaipa, ladies and gentlemen. So pakaipa regai tione kuti in light of these developments, how are people going to be responding? Vanhu vacharesponda zvakaita sei? Handiti, let me keep an eye on that, and let me go kune vari on the ground. My journalists are on the ground. Let me see what they are reporting. Let me see what they are reporting. Right. Right, let me see this. Tione kuti vari kuti chii ganene pana mukoma. Right, ganene pakaipa. Let me see what they are saying. Very right on the ground. Let me see what they are saying. Oh, what did I do? Okay. They're actually laughing about it. Judgment for the MDC agent application will be handed down at 4 p.m. Right. They're actually laughing about it. Number one. Ya pakaipa. Ngachione kuti pane anything here. Ya mawani jeje. Right. 4 o'clock ndongwazi wani kwenda kumba. Ndoba murege spiro mchapiwa judgment edemo. So in light of these things, because we have got Mashingo, we have got Gweru, we have got Mutare, what is going to happen to these demonstrations? Should they call them off? Back to the drawing board and come up, with another plan? Is it time for plan B, now? Because it seems as if there is already. I said yesterday that there is precedence now already, right? Because I do not see this, I do not see the judgment going in favor of the MDC at 4 p.m. I do not see, the judgment going in favor because there's already precedent that was set, in Harare. So going forward, going to cities like Mutare, Mashingo, and Gweru, what should we expect now? Should they call this off or call them off, go back to the drawing board, come up with another strategy, right? Or should they continue on this path of trying to see if they can get, their way, right? Because rest assured, by the end of today, we are going to be seeing something coming from these other, towns. We're going to be seeing something that is coming, from these, from these towns, and these court applications. They can be costly, to the MDC. For a party that is saying that, they do not have money, this can be costly. I do not, those are my thoughts. Because if they keep on, going, they're going to be asked to be, because if these are being dismissed, what I know is when this gets, dismissed, they'll be dismissed with cost. Saka, is it something that they should consider? Go to the drawing board, come up with another plan to say, how can we, like what Bataura kuti, as Sunday, as long as you link in okay, love. Pane Bataura kuti, what is needed is just simultaneous, demonstrations across, across, the nation. Kuri munhu wese across, the nation. Don't wait kuti hanzi Harare ngaitengaita Mutare Bulawayo zotera, Mutare zotera, Masvingo zotera, Gweru zotera. Chingoenda out there, be out there onto the streets. That is what other people are saying. But but you're going to be facing, but they're still going to be facing, these hurdles every day or every time that, they try to do, the demonstration. These hurdles, they're going to be facing them. Come on, what happened? Let me see if there are any images coming in. Just bear with me. I saw an image, come through, but it has disappeared. Let me see if I can get that image. Right. So apparently, so this was the team. This was the MDC team. So this was the MDC team. I can see Deputy Quarter there. Nkoma Daniel here. Chibaya, Amos Chibaya there. My lawyers, mamwe. Nime team race. No team MDC ranga mirira bato. Mukoti. Right. Amaya farra camera. Amaya farra picture. Aba. We are scared momzi. Momzi ya farra. Yazo farra yazo roa. Keshka. Momzi ya farra picture. Ah, bagay. Right. Saka ndo timu rangari mukoti. Saka judgment. Vaendesa this on an agent basis. And why Roach C, did you not see that agent court application dismiss kwa Nezuro. Ngipangaba ne church baba that brought that. Let me see if I can tell you ukuthi ndiyani. There was an agent matter that was brought, yes, this one. There was an agent matter in the High Court of Bulawayo, and you had the Apostolic Christian Church of Zimbabwe. So the Apostolic Christian Council, Apostolic Christian Council of Zimbabwe was among a group of organizations and individuals that mounted an agent chamber application to have the demonstration banned. But this was dismissed by the judge. But they have it. The Apostolic Christian Council of Zimbabwe was also among the people, or was also among the groups that tried to, that unsuccessfully tried to get this demonstration banned. So emachechi epando no munhu ataura kuti handizo the churches are compromised because the likes of Gutu vanobuda vakapfeka ngiscarf pakaipa. Right. One. Right. There's a story in Burana ne Chronicle. Chronicle yarana story yekoti. Police uniforms stolen in robbery. Right? There's a story in Burana mu Chronicle. Irikutaura iyo kuti ma uniforms emapurisa akabiwa pakaitwa robbery. I'm still to read, this is just a headline. I'm still to read, that story. But you can imagine that story, coming out. And you've got Newsday saying kuti there are reports that my green bombers angakapfeka uniform anditika. My green bombers angapfeka uniform and we're out there on the streets vachita control my demonstrators anditika. And Chronicle vari kurana nestory yekuti pane mauniform emapurisa akabiwa. Saka you can connect the dots, make 1 + 1 = 7 ipapa and see where this story is leading to. Animaizia. If you connect the dots, right? This story is leading somewhere. I'm telling you. Tichazodzoka panapa tichitaura nezvenyaya yemauniform emapurisa. This story is going somewhere. It will end somewhere. This story. This is one case. Yeah, 1 + 1 = 7. I don't know. This story is going somewhere. Together, but what together? Kudenga kure. Right. Vano watukwenda nenyaya. Pakaipa. One. Yatoona kuti pane any developments here. Right. One chai. Ndonyika yedu. So the judgment will be ended down at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is the time that we know the demonstration yanga iri kupera. Saka ndo pachaendwa down, the judgment. Right. Saka, I think this was I'll just give a summary of what I spoke about, and then I'll bring this to a close. We all know there was supposed to be a demonstration in Bulawayo. The police band issued out a prohibition order yesterday, and the MDC appealed that took the police to the court, where it was argued kuti their 400 marshals, they're insufficient to control the demonstrators because they're expecting 5,000 people to attend. But the MDC were arguing that those guys will be there to make sure that nothing will happen, and also we've got the police on standby. But outside the environment, or outside the situation was calm. There were no people that were demonstrating. It was business as normal. Many stayed at home. They did not bother to even go into town. Those who decided to go to places like Sana Trade God, they were being searched, and they were being asked to produce their IDs. So after hearing the arguments, the judge and the Tinashe Shire, the Bulawayo provincial magistrate Tinashe Shire, said the ruling will be made at 1600 hours. So that is where we stand. So we'll come back again at 1600 hours and find out those niggas and the Chianditica. That is the updates that I had pertaining to the demonstration. If there's anything that breaks, I'll come back again and then let you know with the Chitika. But as it stands, this demonstration, it seems as if it's not going to go ahead, because by 4 p.m. the demonstration, that was the time that the demonstration was going to end, and that is the time that the judge is going to be handing down his ruling. Saka, as for today, I can safely, or I can easily conclude kuti that demonstration is not going to go ahead. Thank you very much for watching. Tusangana zvakare kuma 44 ikogogo tochiparura whatever zvinenge ndizvabuda ivapo tubata chibaya. Thank you very much.